All right, let's talk Thursday night football. We got the Seattle Seahawks traveling to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Arizona will be a 1-point favorite. The total sits at 43.5. And we got a new look Seattle team. I was not high on them coming into the season. They get rid of Geno Smith. They get rid of DK Metcalf. And they bring in Sam Darnold from Minnesota. I know Darnold had a big year last year. He threw for 4,319 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. But who is Sam Darnold really? He was drafted number 3 overall in 2018 behind Baker Mayfield. And I know Colin Cowherd always said that Darnold would be the better quarterback. Colin Cowherd's got a bit of a Baker Mayfield fetish, though. I don't understand why Colin hates Baker so much. I find it kind of weird. But I disagree. I don't think Darnold will be or has been or would ever be a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. He was a bust with the Jets. He wasn't great at Carolina. I still remember back in 2019, a primetime game against the Patriots, and he threw a couple interceptions, and then he was caught on a hot mic saying that he was seeing ghosts, and that turned into a meme. And that's kind of how I've always thought of Sam Darnold. And the big year at Minnesota, we've seen Kirk Cousins have big years at Minnesota. Is that a product of playing with Justin Jefferson in that system, or does that mean he's a capable quarterback? Well, so far this season with Seattle, he's surprised me. He has been a capable quarterback. 663 yards, 4 touchdowns, a couple picks. He's completing 70% of his passes. And perhaps the most important stat of all, he's averaging 9 yards per attempt. So he's pushing the ball downfield and he's having some success. Now, albeit against the competition, San Francisco, pretty solid defense there, but Pittsburgh and New Orleans, not so solid. So we'll see how he fares as the season progresses. But Seattle can also lean on the running game with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. When healthy, Walker has been a productive running back. Seattle's defense, nothing to write home about. Below average defensive line, above average secondary. Currently, they rank number 2 in the NFL in scoring defense, allowing just 15.7 points per game. But that's probably a product of playing the Saints and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So again, perhaps a little bit overrated if you look at their defense and think they're the number 2 ranked scoring defense. But before we talk about the Arizona Cardinals, let me tell you about a promotion we have available right now at wagertalk.com. And I know this one's not going to be for everybody, but CFL. I'm absolutely killing it in the CFL this season, hitting over 70%. Rob Vino's not far behind. I've been killing it in the CFL for a decade now, hitting well over 60% ATS in the CFL for over a decade. Rob Vino, the guy's sharp. I can tell you how sharp Rob Vino is. Last year, I was number 1 at Wager Talk throughout the entire NFL playoffs. Heading into the Super Bowl, I won big on Super Bowl Sunday, but guess what? I finished second to Rob Vino. The man knows his football. So you can grab this CFL package, all access the rest of the season, me and Rob Vino. Get it at wt.buzz/JS. Now let's get back into this free pick. Let's talk about the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona, of course, quarterback Kyler Murray. He's not exactly lighting it up in the passing game. 542 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception. 67% passing. He's averaging 6.1 yards per attempt. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, Kyler Murray, dual threat quarterback, he gets it done with his legs. It's been years since he had a solid season running the football. Just 100 yards on 20 carries and no touchdowns so far this season. And when you look at the opponents that Arizona has faced, yes, they faced the New Orleans Saints as well, but they also faced the Carolina Panthers. Murray should have bigger numbers than he does. I'm not a big Kyler Murray guy. You remember the controversy about Call of Duty. Kyler Murray saying that he spends all his time playing Call of Duty and he doesn't watch film. Now that there's been some controversy, he said he does watch film, he just doesn't watch a lot of film. But it was such an issue that they had to put it in his contract. In order to get paid, he had to watch 4 hours of film per week or something, which was something that was out of the norm. You don't normally see that language in contracts. It says something about Kyler Murray's work ethic. And then I saw a viral video of Kyler Murray strutting into the stadium last weekend with 2 purses over his shoulder, designer purses. I was going to do a big monologue about what I think of quarterbacks that carry designer purses, and I started looking into it, and apparently they all carry designer purses now. So maybe I'm just a bit old and out of touch when it comes to the designer purse thing. But yeah, Kyler Murray, I think he's there to get paid. I think I'm just not high on Kyler Murray, and I think he lacks work ethic. And then you got Marvin Harrison Jr., who really looks like a bust. That drop last week was terrible. I mean, he's just been a bust ever since he landed in the NFL. What else can I say about Marvin Harrison Jr.? So dominant at Ohio State, but maybe he's not going to develop into a full-fledged starting wide receiver in the NFL. In fact, the entire receiving core for Arizona is very underwhelming, and the evidence of that is Trey Benson, the running back, and the tight ends are leading the way in receiving yards and receptions so far. James Conner injured for the rest of the year. That's going to hurt. And the defense, they're one of the top 5 defenses in the NFL in points allowed, 17 points per game, but that's probably a product of playing the Saints and the Carolina Panthers and San Francisco as well. They got a below average defensive line. They ranked 26th ranked secondary according to Pro Football Focus in the preseason. I expect this defense to struggle against Seattle, and I'm just looking at this as a matchup. It favors Seattle, even though it's a road game, divisional game. You expect the home team to be good in these spots. I'm just not. I'll take Sam Darnold over Kyler Murray. Seattle might be a little bit healthier. That both teams are banged up, to be honest. But the Connor injury might be more significant on offense for the Cardinals. And I like what I see from Seattle a little bit more than what I see from Arizona. It's a tough game to call, but I got to go with the Seattle Seahawks on the road. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. You got anything to say to me, even if it's nasty, hit me up in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can.